So number one that we're looking at, it says to write each ratio as a fraction. Ratio. Do I need words? No. So ratio, no words. So I'm just going to go ahead and write my fraction. So on number one, 15 girls in a class of 25 students. What type of ratio do I need? I'm Truett. 15 over 25. Okay. 15 over 25, that looks good. What do I need to do with that still, Javon? Divide it by? I'm going to divide it by 5, because remember, we're not getting 1 on the bottom here. We're just simplifying. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So we get 3/5. Now, guys, I am going to warn you on your 9 weeks test and on like the Aspire test, sometimes they'll write that ratio a different way. Does anyone remember the other way that we can write the ratio? What other symbol we have? Zach? All right, not a slant. That would still be a fraction bar, and those that have been in here all year know, do I like the fraction bar as a slant? No, it's like one of my little pet peeves. All right. Other ideas? Are they on their way?
They're in the bathroom.
Okay. Other ideas? We all pass that and put it on for next step. All right, the other way that I can write this is with a colon. So on your test, you'll also see it written like that. Just remember, what does that colon represent? It's like your fraction bar, okay? It's like your fraction bar. Are we okay with that? I just wanted to show you because you will see it that way on possibly your 9 weeks test and on the Aspire. Okay? So we need to know that we can have the colon. All right, it does say to explain that. Anyone think they can give me a good explanation here? Camilla? Awesome. So there are, and we're going to talk about why she chose that wording in a minute. There are 15 girls out of 25 students. Not 15, I'm sorry. What should I put? The 3 and the 5. I should have used the 3 and the 5. So let me fix that. Sorry. I got so excited that Camilla said out of.
To report to the computer lab. Group 3 to report to the computer lab, please.
I was so excited our words were right, Camilla. I didn't even look at our numbers. Okay, so there are 3 girls out of 5 students. All right, Camilla, what made you use out of instead of just saying for every 3 girls there are 5 students? Yeah, so it's talking about students. Are these girls part of the students? Yes. Since they're talking about the same thing, we have to use out of. If they were 2 different things like apples and bananas, then I would say for every 3 bananas there are 5 apples because they're different. Excellent choice, Camilla. All right. So, guys, you're going to do 3 striped ties and ties. Are they the same?
Yes.
So I'm going to use out of. Golden Retriever, this one even says out of, so I'm going to use out of. Red marbles and marbles, same thing, so we're going to use out of. All right, let's look at number 5. It says, last month, Edgardo ate 2 apples, 4 bananas, 9 peaches, and 8 oranges. Find the ratio of bananas to the total pieces of fruit he ate last month. So what am I going to put on top here? Camilla?
The number of bananas, which is 4.
So I'm going to put 4 over. We got to add them all up. So let's see. 2 plus 9 is 11, plus 4 is 15, plus 8 is, Kelsey? 23. So I get 4 over 23. All right, this is a ratio. Do I need words?
No.
Ratio? No. Okay. 4 to 23, will it simplify? What can I do to simplify that? Sean? 4 won't go into 23 perfectly. Camilla? 2 won't go into 23 either.
It can't go into it.
It can't go into it. So do I do anything to it? No. So, guys, this is my answer. Someone remind me, just because we might see it on our test, what's another way that I can write that, Javon? 4 with the dots and then 23. So you can see it either way. Does anyone think they can give me a sentence, an explanation? Because it says, then explain. Zach?
There are 4 pieces of fruit.
No, 4 is not talking about pieces of fruit. What's the 4 talking about? Go ahead.
There are 4 bananas out of 23 pieces of fruit.
Perfect. There are 4 bananas out of 23 pieces, I-E-C-E-S, of fruit. I always have to look back at the word problem to make sure I spell pieces right, because I mess them up a lot. Owen? That sounds perfect. Excellent. All right. Now the next one say unit rate. Unit rate. So 44 points in 2 quarters. How am I going to write that, Zach?
44 over 2.
We're just going to write our fraction, 44 over 2. For a rate, am I going to need words? Yes, but we're going to wait. We'll wait until our answer, okay? So now what am I going to do? Javon? Divide by 2, because this time we want 1 on the bottom. So whatever is on the bottom is what we're going to divide by on these. So on the top, 44 divided by 2 is 22. On the bottom, 1. And what do I need to put with those? Kelsey? 22 points and 1 quarter. Okay? And again, guys, you could see that with 22 colon 1, just to kind of show what it would be with a colon with our words. Okay? I'm just not going to write the words out. All right, so 22 points over 1 quarter. Does it say to explain?
Yes.
Look at the directions.
Oh.
Right. So we can just leave it like that, okay?
I wrote words anyway.
If we were going to write words, it would just be 22 points per quarter. Okay? All right, so 9, be careful right here, 9, that is a dollar sign. All right, that's supposed to be 27 there. On number 7, that says 2 seconds. On number 8, that is 20 children. I think those were kind of hard to read, okay? Chris, I need that put away, okay? Especially if you want points for it. Okay. I'm going to get it in just a minute. All right. Zach?
Are we allowed to have words?
Yeah. What were your words?
For number 6, I wrote there are 22 points for every 1 quarter.
Mark out for every and just put per, P-E-R. So there are 22 points per quarter. And that's going to shorten your sentence too. Okay? Excellent job. All right, let's look at number 12. So it says determine if they are equivalent. And it marked out my T. Copier didn't like it. All right? Okay? My screen doesn't like it either. All right, and then it says explain. So on number 12, it says $20 for 5 bracelets, and it says $24 for 6 bracelets. So what am I going to do first? Javon? Put my 20 over 5. So 20 over 5, and then we're going to divide. Javon said divide by 5, because 5 is on the bottom. So 20 divided by 5 is 4, and on the bottom we get 1, which is our goal. We want to make these unit rates too. What am I missing? Trip? I'm missing the words because we're talking about rates. That's a unit rate. We want the words. So 4 is talking about the dollars and 1's talking about a bracelet. All right. The next part. So we're still not done with 12. Now what do I need to do, Hunter?
24 over 6, then divide by 6.
24 over 6, and then he said I'm going to divide by 6 here because 6 is on the bottom. So we're dividing by that. 24 divided by 6 is?
4
over 1. What am I missing now, Zach?
No, they're not.
We're not quite there yet. What am I missing with my 4 over 1?
Oh, labels.
The labels. We want to put our dollars and our bracelet. Okay, so I have 4 over 1 bracelet, 4 over 1 bracelet. What am I going to put for my explanation, Owen?
Yes, they are.
Yes. Semicolon. they're equal. Yes, they're equal. Okay? And then if these were not the same, we would put no, they're not equal. All right, questions about those? So 13, 14, 15, do it the same way? Good with that? All right, let's flip it over. All right, number 16. 16. So I like it. They already have my table for me. You can see the part that's missing is the part over 4. Do y'all see that? So that's what I'm trying to get to. All right, any ideas on what I can do to fill in this table? Sean? We're going to either multiply or we're going to divide. Excellent. So in this case, am I going to multiply or am I going to divide? Kaylin? Multiply. Multiply by what? 4. So guys, y'all see where it's going? 1 is changing to a 4. To change 1 to a 4, I do times 4. Remember, you can only choose multiplying or dividing. You cannot add or subtract on these, okay? If I do it on the bottom, do it on the top. So what does that give me, Zach?
32.
32.
I actually did the table and worked everything out.
Okay, so if you filled in your whole table, that's fine. As long as you got to 32, I'm good with that, okay? So what would because this is a word problem, what would be a good sentence to go with that? What would be a good sentence, Zach?
For $32 of allowance, San Diego gets $32 of allowance in 4 weeks.
Awesome. Santiago gets $32 of allowance in 4 weeks. I'm putting he receives $32 of allowance in 4 weeks. Or he gets $32 of allowance in 4 weeks. Either one of those is fine. All right. Number 17. Number 17. This one doesn't have a table, so I can make one. Where do I like to put money if I'm in charge? Where do I like to put my money, Truett? On the top. I like to put my money on the top, so I'm going to put money. And what are we also doing? Money and what?
Packs of juice.
Packs of juice. So packs of juice. Alright, so there's my chart. It says 10 packs of juice are on sale and pays $48. So where are those numbers going? Where are they going to go, Zach? On the table. Where am I going to put them, though? We're going to put them at the beginning. On which level? Like which number goes where?
48 on the top, 10 on the bottom.
48 on the top because that's my money. 10 on the bottom because that's my packs of juice. Okay? Good with that? All right, and then it says use the ratio table to determine how much she'll pay for 8 more packs of juice. So she goes in and buys 8 more packs. How many? So what am I doing here, Camilla? 8 on the bottom row at the end. All right. And you'll see I left some space. If I wanted to, I could put some little marks in there. All right, you don't have to. So I want to go from 10 to 8. Can I go from 10 to 8 easily? No. So what do I try to do? If I can't go from 10 to 8 easily, what's my next step, Anahi? Divide. So 10 and 48. What's a number that can go into 10 and into 48? Olivia? 2. I can divide them by 2. So I'm going to do divided by 2, divided by 2. Are y'all okay with how I wrote that? Kind of squeezed it in. What's 48 divided by 2?
24.
24. And 10 divided by 2? 5. So now I'm still trying to go from 5 to 8. Can I go from 5 to 8? No. Can I simplify 24 and 5? No. Any ideas on what I could do, though? What could I change the 5 to easily? Owen? I could change it to a 1. How am I going to make 5 a 1? Zach?
5 divided by 1, 24 divided by 5.
Not 5 divided by 1, but 5 divided by 5. Because 5 divided by 5 is 1. If I divide the bottom by 5, I have to divide the top. So divided by 5. What's 24 divided by 5? Truett? 4.8. Excellent job. All right, now what am I going to do? Kelsey. Now to change 1 to 8, I can just do times 8. If I do it on the bottom, do it on the top. So we've already done the times 8 on the bottom. It was done. What's 4.8 times 8? Maribel. Say that for me again. 28, 44? 38.4, sorry. Okay, and so I don't have a whole lot of room, so I'm going to kind of write it out here, okay? 38.4. Now, this is supposed to be talking about dollars, right? If it's money, can I just leave 0.4? No. What do I need to do, Kaylin? Add a 0, because money needs 2 numbers at the end, right? Okay. So, it cost, how much did we get? $38.40 for 8 packs of juice. So here's my question, guys. If you fill in a chart and you can't figure out how to get to the end number, then you can just divide and make it a 1. Make it a 1, which it might end up being a decimal on the top. And then can you multiply that 1? Yeah. So this is a really good strategy, because some of them work out really easily, some of them don't. All right? Okay, so guys, we've done 2 on the back now. On 19, 20, 21, and 22, they don't have tables, but you can use tables. Or you can divide and make a unit rate and then multiply to get your answer. I'm going to leave that up to you. Let's do number 19 without the table, just so you'll know what I'm talking about, okay? So it says, a class survey showed that 8 out of 40 students had plans to travel over spring break. How many students out of the 240 students in the entire school would you expect to be traveling over spring break? Now remember, if I did a table, I could just label my top and bottom, put my numbers where they go. Since I'm not going to do a table, I look at the question. What's the question asking me about? Students. So that's going to go on the bottom. If what the question's asking about goes on the bottom, what's going to go on the top? Zach? What else are we? The ones that travel. Perfect. And I'm just going to put travel. All right? So let's look at that first fraction. 8 out of 40 students. So where's 8 going to go? True. On the top, because that's talking about the ones that had plans to travel. So 8, and then on the bottom, 40, because it was 40 students. Okay? All right, is this a unit rate?
No.
What could I do to make it a unit rate?
Swap 8 and 40?
Mm-mm.
Divide 8 with 40.
Divide them by 40. So 8 divided by 40, I should get a fraction there. Can someone help me out with that? What do I get? 8 divided by 40. Truett? 0.2 over 1. Remember, that's talking about my students that travel, and the bottom is talking about my students. What am I trying to change my students to, Kelsey? So what am I going to do now? Times 240, and if I do it on the bottom, do it to the top. So on the bottom, it says 1 times 240, which is 240, and what was that talking about? Students. And what goes on the top, Hunter? 48. So when I multiply 0.2 times 240, 48 are the ones that travel. So now can I say how many students out of 240 travel over spring break? How many traveled? 48. So 48 students travel out of 240. Y'all okay with that? All right. Do you have to use this method? No. If you like the chart, you can make a chart. I'm okay with that. All right. So that leaves you 1, 2, 3, only 4 on the back to do. You can use your chart, or if you like the way we did 19, you can do it that way. And then on the front, you have a few to fill in as well, okay? So guys, I want you to spend the rest of the time working on these.